Thank you so much. Hello, Carolina. Hello, class of 2025. It is great to be back in this place that has meant so much to me and always will. Thank you, Chancellor Roberts, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty and staff, and most of all, thank you, graduates, for including me in your celebration. I have never given a commencement speech before, and to be honest, this isn't my comfort zone. But when Chancellor Roberts asked me to be here, I had to say yes. First, on a personal note, this is a big day for two families that have had a major impact on my life, the Overbecks and the Levys. I want to say congratulations to Carson and Ryan and all your classmates on this incredible achievement. And second, I said yes because I love this university. Just like you love this university. Carolina shaped me into who I am today, mind, body, and spirit, and I am forever grateful. A few years have passed, 30-ish, since I sat where you're sitting, and I'll admit, I don't remember much about my graduation. I don't even remember the commencement speaker. Just kidding, Dr. Collins, brilliant scientist who mapped the human genome. And thank you again, sir, for all you have done for the world. While I can't remember many details about that day, I remember how it felt. And I don't mean incredibly hot, although it was. I remember how much love I felt for my friends and teammates, how I already felt homesick for this place, where I had lived longer than anywhere else. And I remember how proud I felt to graduate from the first public university in America. An institution dedicated to service, producing both world-changing research and some of the greatest athletes in the history of sport. Yeah, we got a couple trophies and banners. We do. Graduates, we are connected by our experiences that Carolina students have shared through the years. Saturdays here at Kenan, Sunday at He's Not Here with a Blue Cup. Sitting on the wall on a spring day and drinking from the old well. Then again, many of our experiences are not the same. When I was a student, we didn't have email. If you wanted to meet a friend for lunch, you left a note in their mailbox, like something out of Jane Austen. And here's how we actually registered for classes. We would line up outside Woolen. People got there hours early to get a good spot in line, and when the doors opened, we swarmed. There were tables with sign-up sheets. You grabbed whatever courses you could. Then everyone would gather at center court to trade. You'd shout, "I need intro to comparative politics." And eventually someone would say, "I have that, you can take it." It was barely controlled chaos. It also meant you ended up taking amazing classes that you didn't plan to, which could have been the whole point. So yes, a lot has changed since I was a student. But here's something that has not changed and I believe never will. Carolina is still the greatest women's soccer program in history. Congratulations, Tar Heels, on your 23rd national championship. Here at UNC, I played some of the most exciting soccer of my life on some of the best teams I have ever encountered. And yes, we won 4 national championships when I was here, and each was incredible. But one stands out, 1992. It was my junior year. We were playing that team 8 miles down the road. They scored first. We kind of took that personally. And then we proceeded to score not 1, not 2, but 9 goals. It was a scoring record for an NCAA final, complete domination. And the reason we were so unstoppable was because we were so in sync, every single one of us. We were determined to win, and we knew that meant putting the team first. Not only asking, how can I be a better player, but also, how can I be a better teammate? And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Because yes, there are times in life when your achievements are yours and yours alone, but those times are incredibly rare. Almost always, it takes a team. That's true even today. Each of you will receive a diploma with your name on it, but written in invisible ink all over that piece of paper are the names of everyone who helped you along the way. Your parents and grandparents, teachers and coaches, mentors and classmates. Everyone who loved you, believed in you, and supported you. And let's take a moment to give those wonderful people a huge round of applause. In my view, knowing how to be a good teammate is one of the most important skills in life. So I want to share 3 lessons with you from my years as a Tar Heel and my years on Team USA. Lessons that I hope will be of value to you as you head off into the world and find your future teams. The first, aim for unity, not uniformity. There are players who do many things well, and players with one secret weapon. There are superstars, and there are role players, ready to jump in at a moment's notice. A strong team makes the most of what everyone has to offer. No one feels invisible or wonders whether their contributions matter. People know they're valued, and that drives them to do their best. The best teams embrace each other's differences because they know those differences make them stronger. A team with 11 Mia Hamms will not win the World Cup or an Olympic gold. They will have really good hair, though, just so. You need people with different skills, different strengths, different approaches to solving problems. You need diversity. And speaking from experience, a team with diverse talent means I don't have to do it all. I don't have to guard the goal and be the first on the line for a penalty kick and give the pregame pep talk. I can focus on my strengths and help my teammates build theirs. And when I mess up, I can count on my team to help me learn from my mistakes and make me better. Teams that achieve this kind of unity just feel different. Here's an example. In 1995, Team USA came in 3rd in the World Cup. And I know I should say 3rd place is good, but we were disappointed. A year later, we were getting ready for the '96 Olympics, and that lackluster performance from the year before was still in our minds. There was an incredible player on our team named Karen Gabarra, my playing idol. Today, she's the legendary coach of the women's team at the U.S. Naval Academy. Back then, she was one of our veteran members. She wasn't seeing as much playing time as she had earlier in her career, but she always left it all on the field. So we were training hard, and finally, our coach gave us that one precious day off. Most of us immediately began making plans. And then that afternoon, word spread that Karen was heading back to the training center. Now, by that point, I was fully in Blue Cup day off mode. But I figured, well, I can run at least one sprint. So I headed over with Tisha Venturini, another Tar Heel, and we ran into others on the way. And soon, every single member of Team USA was running sprints together on our day off, because Karen was the standard. She was honoring us by pushing herself so relentlessly, and we, in turn, would not let her down. I remember turning to Tish and saying, "We're frickin' winning the gold medal." I just knew it. We were a different team than the year before. This was a different feeling, and it was because of Karen. She, who might only play 10 minutes a game, but was going to train as if she'd play the full 90 plus stoppage time. She, who could lure us all back to the field without a word because of how much she inspired us. Graduates, you'll be on many teams in your life. You'll be junior, you'll be senior. Eventually, you may be the one in charge. At every step, you will have a choice about how to show up for your teammates. I urge you to be someone who inspires others to greatness, who encourages rather than discourages, who helps build a culture of unity that brings everyone together. Above all, be someone who sees everyone's value and make sure that others see it too. The second lesson, carry the water. And I mean that literally. The team needs water, and those coolers are heavy. Being a good teammate means carrying the water. It means lugging the mesh bags full of soccer balls to the field, tossing the training gear in the wash after practice. So many tasks need to get done, and most are not very glamorous or fun. Will you pitch in? Or will you say, "That's not my job," and walk away? I promise your teammates and your coaches will notice which choice you make, because carrying the water says something very powerful. It says, I'm all in. I'm not only looking out for myself, I'll do whatever it takes to help my team. That means the others can count on you no matter what. And that's important, because when you're in the World Cup final and the crowd is roaring and you can barely hear your coaches on the sideline, the 11 of you on the field need to trust each other completely. You can't be worried that someone is going to let a great passing opportunity go by because they want to score the game-winning goal. You need to know beyond any doubt, we're all in this together. In my experience, the best leaders always carry the water, and let me tell you about one of them. Carla Overbeck was the captain of the women's team here at UNC. She was also the captain of the U.S. women's national team when we won an Olympic gold medal and 2 World Cups. And she was always the first to grab the goals after practice and to help unload the bus. Some might say, "You're the captain. You don't have to do that." But Carla believed it was because she was the captain that she should do it. No job was beneath her, because serving the team was her highest purpose. As a result, we would have followed her anywhere. There was nothing she wouldn't do for us, so there was nothing we wouldn't do for her. Now, there are captains out there with the opposite attitude. Heck, there are a whole team of players who would never think to carry the water. But I promise, they do not have Olympic gold medals at home. There's a limit to how far a team can go if everyone is ultimately out for themselves. And as often the case, what is true for soccer is true for life. I urge you, as you move through the world, be someone who carries the water. Return the cart in the grocery store parking lot. Lend a hand when someone's lugging a stroller down the stairs. Pitch in, even if it's not your job, and even when no one's looking. This isn't merely a tactic for winning championships. It's a mindset and a moral choice. Be helpful. Be all in, carry the water. And finally, don't miss out on the joy. I've been on teams with some of the most competitive people on the planet. We fell asleep visualizing the winning goal. We woke up thinking about the World Cup. Maybe you need that kind of focus to be a champion. But looking back, I wish I had spent a little less time focused on the top of the mountain and a little more time paying attention to the journey along the way. Now I see my kids feeling the same sense of urgency. As my daughter put it, I want to know how the book ends. I'll bet many of you graduates feel the same. Even as you're sitting here, you're thinking ahead about moving to a new town, reporting for your first day of work. Maybe you're thinking beyond that, to where you'll be 10, 20, 50 years. You're skipping to the end of the book. I won't tell you to focus less intensely on your goals. I'm not really a credible messenger on that front. But when I look back, the best times were not the exciting beginnings or the triumphant endings. The best times were in the middle. That is where life is lived. It's moments, not mountains. It's living in the precious present. When my friends and I get together, we don't reminisce about standing on the podium with our hands over our hearts, or what it felt like to have the gold medals placed around our necks. We talk about the late night bus rides, watching movies on the road. We talk about the kids who came to our games with our numbers painted on their faces. And when we talk about amazing goals we scored, we don't really talk about the goals themselves. We talk about the moment after, when we leapt into a joyful pile of celebration. The best thing about being on a team is making those memories, big and small, good and bad. Losses will sting less, and wins will mean more, because you experience them together. And many moments will feel ordinary, but when you look back, you'll see that was the good stuff. Those are the times that stick, and they'll mean more to you than you can imagine. Members of the class of 2025, I hope that you'll achieve every goal you set for yourselves, that your lives will be full of happiness and meaning. You have so much to give and show this world. I also hope you will savor all those moments in the middle, that you won't be so intent on what comes next, that you miss the growth and connection happening right now. My hope is you'll belong to many outstanding teams in your lives. You will make them better through your talent and your integrity. And always and forever, you will be a part of this team, our team, graduates of the University of North Carolina. For this is our university, the university of the people. And from the first day you stepped on this campus until your last breath. You will always have a home here. Congratulations, class of 2025. Today, like every day, is a great day to be a Tar Heel. Thank you.